Go.
Okay, I just waited till the ambulance moved. Grand Rising. Welcome to Millionaire Mindset Monday. I am Danyelle Claxton, and I have my co-host here, LaKeisha LaGrande. Today is Monday, October 30th, 2023.
Yeah. Wake up, Danyelle. Wake up.
I'm here. I'm here.
It's funny. I woke up before my alarm, and then I said, I can't go back to sleep. Not even for a few minutes. And then I get up, and once I get moving, then I sit down and put on my clothes up, then I'm real sleepy.
I woke up what do you call it? In the state of you didn't do something. Not a bad thing, but I was like, you gotta get up in the morning, get up and get that information on my I said you have not done this, so I really want to apologize for not being, totally responsible and responsive to the homework, because Lord knows you see what my credit score is, way down there.
That's not bad, honestly.
Okay.
It's not the worst. It's not bad. Like that's actually
it says fair, so I'm glad, because I haven't done anything since a long time. 18.
You can actually go out and get 19, some decent. So you can actually get some decent financing with that number. Shoot.
Also,
yeah,
everything is zero. But I have to do the other thing because I don't see things where maybe somebody, I'm not seeing my address and all that, and I know I'm supposed to be able to see the information about me, my addresses and stuff.
Well, we're going to do something a little bit different because they're making some serious changes. Now, if you go on the annual credit report, now you can request it every week. So
whoa.
And so I was speaking with the expert, and she said, oh yeah, and believe it, it's not in our best interest. So one of the recommendations was not to do anything online, and I'm going to send it out to everybody to actually fill out the form and have it mailed to your home. And that's the report that we're going to work off of. The one that they mailed to the home, and our email. I just need your email address, Queen, and everybody else has only got like 3.
Yes, mine. I just can't print it out. I don't have any ink.
So yeah, LaKeisha, I have a question. Like, what in the digital age of 2023, why are we snail mailing information? Why is it not accessible where you can just instantly have access to it?
Because a lot of times it's not done in our favor. So a lot of times when you're doing everything online and digital, we don't read the fine prints. And so the proper documentation is through the mail. That's the thing. You want documentation, and the best is through the postal service. Because when it's a difference between if you dispute online, and if they deny your dispute online, you don't have the recourse that you have to send in another request because you did it online instead of doing it through the postal. So it's a difference on how you can dispute. If you dispute something, they come back and say, oh, it's verified, and the information is still accurate. Once they make their decision, that's it. You can't go back. But if you do it through the postal and through letter and documentation, you will be able to do it. So you got different rights. And so it's best. Everything we're going to do it may be tedious, but it's definitely worth it. Everything go through the post office. Because it's not done in our favor. And then when you dispute, you don't read all the stuff that they talk about if you dispute online. And that's where people mess up. And 98% of the people, their disputes don't get get honored because they did it online instead of doing it through the mail.
Yeah, and one of my experiences is that because I did it online, they could not change it because everything was automatic. But when I did it person to person, which like bringing it to mail, I personally have to fill it out. Someone has to receive it and read it, right? Then, or then I can have a conversation with somebody because, well, I know you cannot speak to your supervisor, but if you're online doing everything, that's your final decision when you click now,
Yes.
accept.
Yes, and then you got proof when you send a letter. I sent this letter on this date. You don't have all that when you could do when you dispute online. But I sent this letter on this, and they didn't respond within the 30 days, 45 days that they're supposed to, and then boom, they have to correct it. If they didn't do what they were supposed to do, this is your documentation of proof. I mailed that letter. That's why you have to have the folders and you have to organize so you would know I sent this date, this date. Did they respond yet? Or did they not respond yet? And then that goes into your favor. Documentation is everything. I know the digital world and everything, but this is your proof that you sent it. If you did it online, you can't have no proof. Well, where's your proof that you sent it and they didn't respond in 30 days? You got your documentation. And then also, it's important to request in the letter. I got 3 letters I'm going to send out. I want to just get everybody's and do it at one time. 3 letters I'm going to send. So
I'll
you could
send you
which one
I have a list. I'll send a list to everybody, the emails and.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yes. And I could do a group and then I could just send the letters at different points in time. Yeah. And then it's important once the change has been made, that's in the letter, the letters, once it's been made, to mail you the update. So everything is you want them to email you the changes that they made and that they did correct it. So it's a method behind the madness, what lawyers do, the pros do to increase it legally and ethically.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of just being patient.
Yeah, and over time, I'm sure that will change. But as computers, when I started with computers, we couldn't do what we're doing today. And oh my God, the AI where they can change any and everything. Did you guys see those pictures of Black Barbie doll?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna find it. I think it was Mama Head that sent it. Oh my God, your mouth is gonna drop open. But keep going. I'll look for it while we're talking. Do we have a story today?
Oh, a story today. Oh, it was one that I wanted to do. I did this one already. Let me just pick.
Grand Rising, Rev.
Hey, morning, Grand Rising.
That bright flower. That's a good morning flower.
Okay, I just just pick anyone on my book. Okay, Jay, this is our Monday success story. J.K. Rowling, the billionaire author and philanthropist, was born June the 31st, 1965. She wasn't the best student in school. Her teacher, Miss Morgan, divided her class in half with the students she classified as sitting on the left side of the class, and the students she classified as slow sitting on the right side. Rowling was always placed on the right side. At age 27, Rowling decided to get married, but the marriage didn't work out, and the couple soon divorced. This left Rowling in a very rough situation with a young child, no money, no support. During this time, Rowling was diagnosed with clinical depression and often contemplated suicide. She was unemployed and living on welfare. She developed a love for writing at a young age and decided to move forward with her dreams of writing a book about a boy named Harry Potter. She was able to write and complete her first novel by going to several different cafes, buying a cup of coffee, and staying there drinking it for hours, day after day. After completing her book, she was turned down and rejected by several publishing companies, but she never gave up. Today, Ms. Rowling has sold over $400 million. Over 400 million books all over the world. J.K. Rowling is worth about $1.1 billion and gives millions of dollars to help the less fortunate and disadvantaged all over the world.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it just goes, it just goes to show the Bible says the hand of the diligent make it rich. Like you just have to keep on moving, keep on pressing. You just can't quit.
Mm-hmm.
And this a lot of the stories are similar the same. They had challenges. They didn't come from good homes. They went through a lot. We see all these people with millions of dollars, billions of dollars, successful people, but you really don't know their story. It just looked like it just was easy, but they don't know the story behind how long it actually took, to get to where they, to get to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things, that seem the same with the millionaires and billionaires, that they are philanthropists. They always doing for the, community. So I think that I don't know why I just love these success stories. It just give you hope and let you know that you're walking in the same footsteps as millionaires and billionaires. So that's how I look at it. I'm like, it's coming, it's here, just gotta be properly aligned. And they all have a story. So I love that. And I love that today is a great day to have a great day.
Yes, yes.
Y'all say it's a
Yes.
great day.
To have a great day.
Might be a little wet outside, but that's all right. That's all right. That's okay.
Yeah, that's good sleeping or chill out. Even if you're working, you just can just chill out as you're working, just get into the groove. The groove.
Get into the groove.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would appreciate the list. So I have 3 letters that everybody can choose which one they like the best or rearrange how you want. They like all templates for the personal information section. So again,
LaGrande, I do not have your information, so I need you to text it to me.
okay.
I need your phone number, your full name, phone number, and your email.
Awesome.
If you want to put it in the chat, you can, or just my phone number is 313-527-2884. If you want to just text it to me.
Yeah, I'll text it. I will text it right now.
No, boo. No,
Okay.
it's Sharonda.
But no, LaKeisha said that she also got her information. She could send it to you as well. That's what she's saying.
Oh, you have Sharonda's information.
No, Sharon, I don't think I have your email. I need your email, babe.
Are you gonna put it in the chat?
Sharon, you gonna put it in the chat or you going to text it to me?
Good morning, Grand. Good morning, Grand Rising. I'll send it to you because I'm on the phone.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
you. And then LaKeisha, you send it to me.
Okay.
Because I don't have her information.
Then what I was saying was, energetically, we had a powerful full moon this past weekend and a lunar eclipse. So the energy is just, the energy is shifting. I say it like that. If you feeling it, you feeling it.
You feel me?
I didn't feel you. I say you feeling it. You feeling it.
So did everyone at least know what their scores are? Because I want y'all to keep track of where we started and then where we'll be within the next 30 to 90
All
days.
way to 800.
Okay.
What's the highest?
850.
All right, we're going for 855.
Come on. So when the new year come in, hey, we're gonna be ready.
Yep.
And I want to remind on November the 4th, Sharonda, don't forget that Global is having a fair. I believe it starts at 10 o'clock, 10 to 2, where you have financing for your business. Like, I really recommend you go there. It's going to be all kind of like Prosperous, all kind of loan companies, banks, political people will be there to support the Black businesses, different things like that. There are grants. I got to figure out how to get everybody the grants that come out, because I'm getting grants every week, and I would like for you all to take advantage of the grants as well. So,
Just, I would say with those grant applications, because I've been filling some out as well, they want you to have your business structure set up. And a lot of them are asking, making sure you also have a website, a working website, as well as social media. So you have to make sure you just take that in consideration and make sure all that is up in par. Because they want to make sure your business is a real business. If you at least have all this stuff together, you're a viable business, not just somebody, doing
correct.
business as, or, I'm a
That's
business today.
Thank you, Danielle. That was really good. That is absolutely correct. A lot of people who I assist or help or used to help on a regular basis, that's one of the things they was not set up properly. That set up properly. And so that's very important, because she's right. The website, you need to have a website, work on the website. It doesn't have to be perfect.
It could just be a landing page. It could be a one page of who you are and how to contact you. Something that they can go back and just reference.
That, PO, they don't want you to have PO box. Like, you can't use your home address.
They want you to have a virtual ad, and this is something I think is the virtual office. I think is so interesting, because I'm like, I don't know. I don't be at the same place at the same time in order by which to get mail, but they don't like it it's not that it can't be your home residence. They just prefer you to have a business residence. And most people, especially since COVID, a lot of businesses went home just because of COVID. I know there's places you can get a virtual address, and Sheila, that's something you might want to take a look into. With where the salon is, see how it is. You can become a virtual address for businesses, and basically it's a rental fee. It's another form of rent. So people actually pay, $5-10 a month to use your address as their business address. Might be something worthwhile.
Yeah, it may be. So like I rent space at Global on Van Dyke, and it's in the hub zone as well. But they don't if you can't you really should not have your home address because a lot of them not going to recognize it as a legitimate business. So you do want to get a virtual office if possible, or lease a space because they look at that. You know. Yeah, there are home-based businesses, but they don't want it. So I
Then they'd really rather
mhm.
you as far as like your email, they would really rather it be Sheila@everetts.com versus Sheila@gmail.com because
So
that established you even more of you being serious.
absolutely,
If you can use it like that, then they know. Yeah.
absolutely. Especially when you're getting certified. Do not use a Gmail, Yahoo Mail, any of that. You trying to set yourself up for success. So you say you're a business and set yourself up like a business. I mean, like I said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You could just look and see what the other businesses are doing and just duplicate. Okay, I notice all these businesses. This is they don't have Gmail. You just follow suit.
But when it comes to that Gmail, because I swear I have to say this, 'cause someone would be so simple as to go and actually do that. It's a workspace that you purchase through Google. The workspace through Google allows you to have multiple emails that's associated to your business. So you don't go and just be like, okay, this is the Google Mail, like Sheila@everetts.com. It's a workspace. And then it's like, I think it's like almost like a shadow or a ghost. So you can have a regular Gmail email, but behind it is the actual company email. It's the way that you do it, but it's called Google Workspace. Check it out because, yeah, you just don't want to just create it just for the sake of creating it when there's a platform that will actually work it out for you.
Yeah, and they do have that where I went there. I don't know if it was that particular thing, but it's anyway. I went there and there was a fee for it, and I just wasn't ready for the fee. But I could use Sheila at Everett.com through this Gmail platform that they have. There's a monthly fee, or I guess our annual fee. I have to weigh that against where I purchased my domain and what they charge to remove, so that I can do that as well. So is there an advantage? There is a cost, period, somewhere. Just which one do I want to pay?
Right.
Also, GoDaddy does also. You can have, they call
Yeah.
it alias names, and they don't know. You can have customer support at Natural Living by Design. You can have and it doesn't cost extra to have the alias name. Some companies do charge, but GoDaddy does not charge. So you can have, that also alias names, and it's still going to just go to your original email. So that's pretty cool, to have that. But we do want to move with excellence, so we do want to be set up properly. To the money that that are due to us. And I recommend using AI to answer the questions for you. It's just a game changer, and just a game changer. So a lot of people are not thinking about that, but yeah, put it in there.
A lot of people, I'm beginning to realize, because I just got a text message and I'm sitting here shaking my head. I'm like, a lot of people and I'm not trying to talk about people, but I'm just saying it's amazing to me how many people are business, what's the word I'm looking for? They are business driven, they are entrepreneurial driven. However, when it comes to technology, incorporating technology into their business in order to make it run more efficiently and to cut out, the steps in there, they are not technologically up to par. And I'm just like, and it's like, okay, like I know it's 2023, especially for people who survived the pandemic. If you survived the pandemic, your business survived the pandemic, congratulations to you. But I'm just like amazed as to how many people are not tech savvy, but their business, like prime example, there's a collective meetup that happens on Monday nights. And in the space where it's at, there's a sister that sells, what is it? They always have somebody there sitting, selling food. But yet it's like you never know where she's at until the last minute, and she never shows, her dinner plate, the food. Like, what gets me when to go to a restaurant, when they take that iPhone camera and they show you what that food, or they plate it. I love watching people plate their food. Because if I could see the seasonings and if I could see the steam rising and everything, that makes me want to come and see, what you're doing. But if you don't show me anything of the fact that, like, may have never tasted your food, and to be truthfully honest, your food could be nasty as can be, but it just looks pretty. I like stuff looking pretty. So I'm like, for you not to even show exactly what it is that you're doing. And here's the thing, I got 10 other chefs, home chefs, cooks, or whatever, constantly showing me their black box dinners or, Monday night dinners or whatever. And it's almost like, how can I support you when the simplest thing of just panning a camera or showing what the daily food is something that you don't even do?
To speak on that, so it's not that sometimes you have people that they run a one-man show, and that's only one aspect of the business. Like, there are other business, even though that is important, but there are other things that are super more important. And if you don't have the support, sometimes you can't get everything. Like, I know how important social media is and different things like that, but there's other things that take on more precedence. And then it's challenge. Everyone is not tech savvy. I'm 56 years old. My mother's 70, will be 75 next month. My other business partner is 58. So to try to keep up with social media, is challenging, so you got to take like one step at a time, so it's other aspects of the business that you have to master and get under, control. So you can't really, say, well, they should know this or they should have this by now, because you really don't know the help.
No, I'm not saying that.
Anything like that, or, it's a learning curve also. Like, we're still
I'm not saying that they should have this.
Learning curve.
I'm not saying they should have this or they should have that. And let's put it like this. I hear what you're saying, but this is what I found out. Like, most entrepreneurs don't know exactly how much of a budget they should be spending on marketing, period. And recently I found out that somebody said anywhere between 15 to 25% of your revenue, you should be reinvesting back into your marketing. That marketing also includes, nowadays, is not just your traditional marketing. Yes, you still need your cards, your flyers, and different things of that nature, but that also includes social media. That includes either hiring somebody or at least putting your ads out here, or purchasing ad space on the digital platforms, to have your business viable, your business in people's faces. And so that's a conversation that needs to be had, because a lot of people don't realize, like, social media marketing has integrated itself into traditional marketing, and it is marketing, period. And so with that, you know, it's the reason why when you're scrolling and you see certain brands pop up all the time, or they have something new, or there's an actual ad that says sign up here or click here or find out more information here. One of the things that I do, I didn't mean to say it like that. One of the things that I have incorporated is I watch who's marketing to me, and then what's the word? Like you said, LaKeisha, or Sheila, copy what they're doing. So a lot of people, if they're having an events now on Instagram, they have a reminder. When you click the reminder, it actually, they grab your information, and then you can add the event actually populates onto your calendar on your phone already, so you don't miss the event. A lot of people are definitely giving away free ebooks or free something. You know, you give something to get something type marketing strategy. You know how we used to walk around and give a business card. You get a business card, I get it. They're doing it digitally, but they're giving you something for getting your information to keep in contact with you.
You definitely need a marketing strategy. So I mean, you know, that's one of the things that you have. You also have to have a system that's set in place. I mean, it's just a lot of things that go into, you know, running your business, but marketing is definitely important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the things that I think, my instructor Shelton says to people that are you know, doing humanitarian work, he says, well, if you don't know what to do, find a problem and fix it. Find a problem and fix it. So that thing that bothers you, that thing that nobody else, because, you know, we're real good at nobody's doing. You got millions of people in the world and you think nobody's doing it, which means that you're not either doing it. If nobody's doing it and there's an opportunity to do something. So find a problem and fix it. So the problem is, as I see it, Danyelle, an opportunity for you. And I see it done all the time on the social media where here's a free. If you're saying all these businesses don't know, no, nobody knows, or, you know, I know what you're saying, then that's an opportunity for you to position yourself as the guru, position yourself as the teacher, position yourself as the consultant. Being that topic, why is it important, marketing, whatever that thing is, that if I'm not doing social media or social media, the ABCs, social media simple, something like that, where it's just a free class. And then because you are so smart, for me to do it, I do the service. For me to do it, you know, I can do it and take care of you, you know, for that. That's how I got the person that is actually, yeah, that's how I got the person who did a whole week of social media for me. And the Zoom, I didn't know all the things. And I was doing a big conference for 6 days. And but I hired her because I went to a free Zoom call that she had for businesses. And she was, during the COVID time, she really focused on nonprofit organizations who didn't know how to work Zoom. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's on Zoom. So she just did free things. I went there and then I saw what she was doing. There were some people who testified to how it helped them, because they didn't know what to do. And then that sister got over $1,000 out of me because she was teaching. So if there's a problem out there that we have, then we do it. We, you know, just, it's the opportunity. It's not a bitching thing why people not doing stuff, but it's like, whoa, a lot of it. And if it's an approach to more like, wow, a lot of people don't know this. This is something that they need. Okay, why don't I put together a free workshop right on Zoom? That costs you nothing. Do it on Zoom, send it out, free workshops. And here's my service. I do this. And go to my website. You can see my pricing, blah, blah, blah. And, that, approach it like that to fix that problem and to make yourself, saying the same thing with you, Mama Evelyn, about, get your people that trust you, and then they follow you. When you want to charge something, then they trust you because they heard you teach it. That's positioning yourself. That's like why I know what I know. Salons send people to our shop to talk to me in particular because I have a school. If I have a school, there's knowledge there. If she has knowledge there, she's been teaching it for all these years, she probably knows what she's doing. I want her to do my sister locks. I want her to do, like that. I want her to teach, and I'll pay that amount of money. So I just want to share that. When there's the bottom line is, if you find a problem, fix it, and then you position yourself as the master. It's that whole game, positioning yourself, all that kind of stuff, So there that is.
I think that's good. And even though money is, one of the main objectives that you want, but you do have to give back, have like some workshops. I really wish I could have supported you the day that you had your workshop. I really did. Would have loved to be there, but continue to do things like that. And it doesn't hurt sometimes to give away stuff, powerful information. So you have these people that came to your workshop, let's say free of charge, and you taught them some things. Maybe you might have another one. You taught them some things. Now you're ready to pay. So they're gonna know, dang, she know what she brought some value. It was some things I didn't even know. So when you do have that class, they're gonna most likely come to you because they know they had got some valuable information when they came, and they know you're gonna get even more information. And so they're more likely to come to your class because they see what they got the first time. Sometimes you have to just give to get. That's just my professional opinion. A lot of times me doing workshops, doing things and giving, I'm able to get referrals because some people can afford it, then some people may not. But because, I know this young lady, I went to her workshop, she was good. Maybe you should go to her, just them knowing more, broadening your horizon and take advantage of that event, even if it's free. So now you take advantage, you get names, you get numbers, so that when you do have an event, you can invite them to that. And you just never know, get them to follow you on your, what I'm saying? That's another way to organically increase just by having them there.
Yeah.
I can probably give away like 15, 20 minutes worth of free stuff. And the only reason I say that is because there's a cost associated to everything, renting the space, having a space, it even coming down to creating one page tutorial or whatever in Canva. Everything has a certain cost, and the way that things are right now, shoot, it's like, yeah. I believe that I wholeheartedly see this every day. People pay for what they want. They do. Some of the same people that say they can't afford a $25 workshop are the same ones out there and standing in line buying new Jordans. So I'm like,
You have to just keep on pursuing, and don't worry about those who can't, because God will bring those people to you. So don't worry about the ones that can't. Just focus on what you need to do and what you want, and believe me, all else it will come.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome, Jackie Showers. Oh, she stepped away.
Mm-hmm.
So it will come. Just focus on what you want. Focus on your goal. Don't worry about who can't, because you keep saying, just don't worry about who not buying, who can't buy. Just worry about that you know and believe that the right people are going to come. The right people are going to come.
Yeah, and just one thing that I want to make sure that you acknowledge that, because we know you have been giving, you give. So it's not that you don't give. What I'm wanting to share with you, because we know that's the issue. I'm keep giving. I got bills and stuff like that. Is to focus on that business that of marketing. I don't see your business out there saying that I do this. I don't see yours. You're doing everybody else and helping everybody else, but focus on you first and then do everybody else. We get, and especially if we're not paying, we definitely get the overflow, but your cup is not full. Fill your cup, put your cup out there. Remember we talked about a website and how important that is. Get that out there, and because you kick ass on social media, but I don't see it about you and your business and what you are promoting as a, you can show, this is what I do. I'm here. But okay, I see you with your, Tava, I see you with, all these different people stuff, but you as a social media person, where is that promotion?
Well, here's the thing, because I've taken a look at other websites to see how people promote that. And 9 times out of 10, it's not them promoting themselves. They usually have 1 or 2 or 3 platforms that people can actually go from the website, can actually go and see. And I'm like, if the platforms that I'm working on aren't even updated up to date, then it doesn't make any sense for me to put it. The last thing I posted for Grand Rising Elizabeth was, I don't know, 3 months ago, which is probably true. Or something like that, because I get so overwhelmed because there's always so many different new entities keep popping up. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to put something up here, it's got to be something relevant so somebody could see, oh, this happened between this happened.
Yeah.
Or that's where I get frustrated. That's the part I get frustrated.
We're gonna table
Grand Rising, Jackie.
And
Grand Rising,
thank you.
Jackie Showers. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Absolutely wonderful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful, Queen.
Thank you so much. And you all are beautiful as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to properly introduce Ms. Showers. For one, she's a bold encourager. She's shameless, she's successful, and she's bold, she's driven, she's innovative, she inspires the best. Jackie can be so bold and in your face that it can be unnerving, some have said. All agree. She is such an amazing person. She's an author, she's a coach, you do a lot of things. So let me just let you go ahead and introduce yourself, Miss Jackie Showers. And we welcome you today on our show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Always, I like to just thank God for the love affair he and I share. It's totally beyond compare. So thank you so much, LaKeisha, for extending this invitation for me to come and be here on this morning. I woke up this morning and shall I say, and I had a one-track mind. Okay, get everything you need to get done for the morning, get it done. So then you can go here and you can be totally attentive to being here. So I'm excited about being here. I think that she has given you a lot about who I am and what I do, but I sometimes I tell people I'm a Jackie of all trades, and I'm a master of many, but my love is to encourage, equip, and empower people to become all God envisioned so they can experience what God saw: spiritual abundance, wholeness, and wealth, in order that the power inside of them can be ignited so they can walk in bold confidence in doing and fulfilling their destiny and their purpose. And I do believe that every person in the earth, God has given a purpose. He's given them a destiny, and he wants the power that's inside of them to be ignited in order for them to go to the next level. I am an author. I have authored 3 books, and you can see sort of behind me, you can see some of them, but I've authored Prayers for Success. Prayers for Success is 366 prayers for marketplace influencers. Affirmations for Success is 366 affirmations for marketplace influencers. And I decided to move from resolution to execution. And basically what that is I get tired of writing down resolutions every year, finding myself praying over these resolutions and realizing none of them were being achieved, because basically I would stuff them in a drawer. And when I'd stuff them in a drawer, nothing happened. Actually, nothing actually happened. And so as a result, that's how I decided came about. If I could have access to the screen, I would love, or maybe you can do it. If you could go to, I love to play the video on, and I can send you the link. It's on Jazz A Publishing. Just to
I'll send it. I'll give you the power if you want. Yeah.
Okay. And I always have to remember to make sure that I engage the audio of it, because sometimes I forget and don't engage the audio. But I'd like to share this this video that sort of gives you a background about who I am and what I do. So let me share my screen.
And also, before you end, if you can touch bases on the importance of being certified also.
Yep, we'll talk about all of that as well. And let me I want to do this. So this sort of gives you the background about who I am. Let me see.
I'm Jackie Showers.
Can you
look at
all
myself
hear
as
it?
being chief
Yeah.
encouragement officer.
Okay.
Had I stayed in the fear, had I allowed fear to paralyze me, had I continued to sit on the stool and do nothing with my butts of excuses wrapping around it, there's no way that I would be here today. And I've written 3 books. I was afraid of writing. So that's how the books evolved. The books evolved out of my fear of writing. It was just amazing because most people felt like I was a great writer, but I knew I wasn't. I knew that that was my biggest fear, and I knew that I had issues when it came to that. My first year of attending Wayne State University, the teacher called me into his office and said, "I need to talk to you." Well, because who I was, I kept thinking he was calling me back there to say, "Jackie, you're doing such a great job." But that's not what he called me back there to say. He didn't say I couldn't write. He said, "You just didn't get the mechanics of writing." And so as a result, I became petrified of writing. So regardless of what the fear may be, you have to determine in your own resolve that there is absolutely nothing that's going to stop you from moving in the direction that God wants you to move. Grew up on the east side of Detroit. I attended Detroit Public School System. I graduated from Finney High School. Wasn't sure what I really wanted to be. And then one day, one of my sisters said, "You should go into broadcasting because you love to talk." So I began to take classes when it came to broadcasting. Then I went over to Wayne State University. I graduated with a degree in mass communications, electronic journalism. I began to encourage people when I was very young. I won a writing contest. When I won that writing contest, I thought I was just fulfilling an assignment in class. The teacher asked us to write to someone who wanted to commit suicide. It was a young boy. And so I gave him all the reasons to live. And to me, the first mention of who I am and what I am today, it goes back to that essay. It goes back to that place where I wrote that essay and told that boy, you can live. And these are all the reasons why you should live and not consider taking your life. I decided it was birthed because I realized I was writing all of these resolutions every year. And one day I was cleaning out the clutter and I kept finding all of these resolutions in different drawers, but they were the same resolution over and over and over again. And so I made a decision that I was not going to write resolutions anymore because they didn't work. So what I decided to do was I came up with an acrostic, decided. And decided stands for diligence, excellence, confidence, integrity, discipline, enthusiasm, and dedication. And so I began to live by that credo. And it made all the difference because I had something to propel me forward. This is what I decided is going to be about. And it is about moving out of that place of fear in order to do whatever God has created you to do. Prayers for success, they emerged because God said, write a prayer every day. And I was like, how in the world am I going to write a prayer every single day? So needless to say, I started writing a prayer every day, pretty much in 2011. And so since that time, I've written close to 3,000 prayers. So prayers for success, they are for the marketplace. They're for people that's working every single day and they need that daily encouragement. And sometimes they don't know what to pray. They don't know how to pray, but they can open up this book and then they begin to pray. Affirmations for success, they came out of daily affirmations that I was sending out every day, just so people could be affirmed, so people could know that they can do whatever they set their minds to do. All they have to do is affirm themselves every single day, confess these affirmations every day. And what you will begin to see, you'll begin to see that your life begin to evolve, that all of a sudden the fear, just like I was in fear, that you're no longer going to be in fear. I understand my mandate. I understand that God has said, I want you to encourage them because God created you. He created you to be a success. If he didn't create you to be a success, he never would have created you. There's no reason for you to be here except to succeed at what he created you to be. You can't be me and I can't be you, but you can be the best you that you ever can.
So that's pretty much sums up everything of who I am and who God created me to be. And that's my credo. But I'm sitting here and I'm looking at a fellow Highlander, Evelyn Pinkert. I don't know if you remember me, Evelyn, but I know you definitely remember. You remember
Shout
my
out.
huh?
I said, shout out.
Yeah, I know you remember my brother, Leon Holmes. So Evelyn, when I saw you, and I was like, wow, there's Evelyn. I was pretty excited about that. But the thing is that I think that when it comes to who we are and who God created us to be, it's all inside of us. But one of the things that I came to realize that many of us know who we are by first mention. When you were little, God told you exactly who you were. It was things that you did. And it's just like when I wrote that essay, that was the second essay I actually had won. I forgot I won one in elementary school as well. But he let me know then you're going to be a communicator and you're going to be an encourager. At that point, he really let me know who I am. And I always tell people, go back to the place where you know what you love to do. And that you begin to understand more of who you are. Sometimes you're in jobs, you're in situations, and it's really not who you are. But it's expedient for you at that moment. But there's something that's longing inside of you that wants to emerge out. And so that is why I always encourage people to go inside themselves to find out who you are. Do the work that you need to do. It's just like with my writing. I had to begin to write, and I began to write and saying it every day in my journal. I was writing and saying, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. And all of a sudden there was a shift, and the shift became, I'm fearless and I'm free. But if I had not begun to write just in my journal, that gave me confidence to begin to write. And I would write an inspirational message every Wednesday. And you know, when God told me to write that, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But my brother, who Evelyn knows, Leon, well, I call him brother, my brother. And he always believed in my writings. Him and my sister Patricia, they really believed in my writings. And the essay that I won, he still got the prize that I won. I didn't know what happened to it, but he still got it. And Is It My Brother's Keeper? Because he was with me when I went to select that album. That was when they had record stores, and it was a record store right up the street from our junior high school. And I remember him always saying, your writings make people cry. And I was thinking, they make people cry? And I didn't understand that. And so I used to send out somebody else's writings every day. And every so often I'd write something and send it out. So he told me he was not going to read those writings anymore until I just started sending mine out. And so I started sending my own writings out and getting the feedback, from them. And then eventually it was the daily prayers. And so I'm going back to doing my weekly writing as well. In addition to me being all that, I am an ordained elder, and I attend House of Prayer and Praise Ministries as an ordained elder. And every Friday night, I do 11:59, a minute to midnight, marketplace prayer boot camp. And everything that I do, it's for the marketplace. It usually lasts about an hour. And, or should I say, usually lasts a little over an hour. It's only supposed to be an hour, but sometimes it goes a little longer. And so every day I put that out, not every day, every Friday night. So usually Friday night, that's where I am if you want to find me at 11:59, a minute to midnight, that's normally where I am. And then I am in the Me Place. The Me Place is my business arm of who I am. It is like a mentoring empowerment institute. And so at the Me Place, what I do is I coach people in order for them to do what they need to do. And some people say I am bold, and they say that, Jackie's relentless. She's in your face. She's not gonna let you kowtow. And so in my coaching, it's done with the holistic approach. And so I tell people, if this is not what you want, I'm not the person. If you're not looking for the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit to be in the coaching session, I'm not your person, because I do it with a holistic approach, and I'm always seeking God in that process. And so I really allow people to really think about who they are, but I allow the Holy Spirit to lead me. And because he knows those that I'm coaching better than me. And so as a result, I'm praying all the time, because he knows what the blockage is, what prevents you from moving forward, what prevents you from doing whatever you need to do. It could even be certification, because I've had people say, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So it's always about moving forward, being in forward motion, but doing it with boldness and confidence, even in the face of fear. All of us, we are experiencing some type of fear. And, we've all heard that saying, false evidence appearing real. But the Lord gave me 3 ways that you can deal with this. And you can either deal with it, you can either face everything and run away. I'm just running away from it. I'm not going to do it. You can face everything and remain, and you just be totally stagnated. And you're so consumed with fear that all you can do is stand there and do nothing. Or you can face everything and rise. And so I always say, choose the latter. Face everything and rise. Rise to become everything that you were created to be. The fear is going to be there. I don't care how old you are. The fear is always going to be there, because you can be 12 years old and you have something to do and you won't do it because of the fear, or you could be 112 It doesn't matter. What does matter is this, is that you recognize that the fear is there, and then you make a decision to face everything and rise above it and do it anyway. Do it in the midst of the fear. The only thing that beats a failure is a try. If you never try it, you're never going to understand why something doesn't work. That's what Thomas Edison said when they asked him, how did you keep trying how did you create movie after you tried 10,000 times? He said, no, I didn't find, it wasn't 10,000 times where I failed. He said it was 10,000 times that I found this is not working. This is not working for me, so let me move into something else. So you don't get stuck in it. You just say, hey, okay, this doesn't work. Let me move and try something else. In the end, I decided I also do, as LaKeisha was saying, mention the certification. That's how I met LaKeisha. I met you at the Global Empowerment.
That's what, yes.
And then she went through the certification process. So I coach people through the certification process to become suppliers to corporate companies like General Motors, like Ford, Target, Walmart. And so I coach them through the process. And most people find it to be such a daunting process that's like, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And what I do, I keep you on task. I make sure that the documents are right. I interact with the organization so you don't have to interact with them. But that is the biggest thing. And so if you're doing any type of business to business, or if you do business to consumer, you also have to be where the consumer is your end product, but you need a business like a Walmart in order to get your product to market. And so I coach you through that process. And the Michigan Minority Supplier Development Council, they do the minority one. The Great Lakes Business Council, they do the one for women. So it's the MB, the Minority Business Enterprise Certification, and it's the Women's Business Enterprise Certification. And I'm just starting to work with the MDOT, and MDOT does the Disability Business Enterprise Certification. So I'm starting to work with them as well. And I do encourage any business that you get certified. If you're doing business to business, you need to get certified. And you just don't get certified and say, I'm certified. You got to get certified and you have to work that certification. You have to, and so I coach people to work in the certification, understanding I got to get entrenched in that organization. It's no difference with any association that you belong to that's related to your business. You always want to get involved in associations. I think someone has their hand raised.
That's me, Danyelle. Hi.
Hi, Danyelle.
So I'm very familiar with the B2B, what is it? The B2B and then the B2C, business to business and business to consumer. What if your business is, like my business is holistic, it's holistic wellness, it's dealing with herbs, it's dealing with, holistic healing. That's more business to consumer. My question is, what certification, would I go for, being that I know that my business is business to consumer?
What I want to ask you is this: do you go directly to the consumer? Is your product in any other business where they sell to the consumer?
It would be directly to consumer.
So it's directly to consumer. What is your product?
I mean, right now I sell herbs that cleanse and tones the woman's womb center, yoni steam. They call it yoni steaming.
Okay, so is that something that you developed?
I didn't develop it. No. Is it something that I learned and that I curate? Yes.
Okay.
I formulate my own formulas, but I did not develop.
Okay, so you formulate. That's what the product that you use is what you formulate yourself.
Right. Correct.
Okay, so when you sell that, how do you package it?
It's packaged in, what is it? I have something right here. It's packaged in, I can't remember what the amount is here, but it's
okay, so that's how you
like
package it. So do you only want to go to a consumer, or do you want to get your product in stores?
I have a little reservation about that. Stores, I'm going to say health food stores. Yes.
It could be
big box consumer. Big box consumer. I can't see yoni steaming being at Walmart because I'm like, my customer is someone who's into health and wellness, who is doing research themselves, who is probably taking some sort of program under somebody like a Queen Afua or somebody. They're getting into their goddessness and everything like that. They're not getting their products for their healing from a Walmart, if that makes any
Okay,
sense.
so I have a question for you. You have a product and you're selling your product
Yes,
to consumer, from business
correct.
to consumer, right? Why limit your product? Because there are millions of women, we just say across America, who would need your product. But you're saying I'm only going in health food stores. But what you're finding, a lot of these other big ticket stores, what they are looking for products like yours, their specialty, to bring those people who are going to shop at the Walmarts, who are going to shop at the Myers and all of that into their stores. So what you're looking at is, how do I take my market base and I expand? How do I expand that territory? But if you say they're only going to go into like health food stores,
Like I said, I'm thinking of my target market. And
but your target market shops at Myers, they shop at Walmart's. So what if, say for instance, you had a health food store, or I'm going to this health food store because I gotta have this product, but it's 10 o'clock at night, but they need it. The health food store is going to close about, let's say about 9 o'clock, the latest. But a big ticket store would be open. And if you say that that's your only target market, you have to realize that there may be people that you don't even know that your target market, because you say, this is my target market, this is where I want to go to. What I would say is this: if you are looking to say there may be certifications, but I would go into like the retail. I would look up associations that are associated with the retail industry, and especially those that are associated from the health standpoint. And then get involved with them. Find out where they are. Find out if they have chapters. Are you in Michigan?
yes.
Okay. Find out if they have chapters in Michigan, and then get involved with them. And if there are any types of certifications that they offer, they will let you know. But that's how you begin to know how to really market your product. And you can go to, I know they used to have this book, and they still have it. I think Gail's Research is the one who produces it. And it's called the Encyclopedia of Associations. And it lists all the associations that you would ever want to know. And speaking of associations, whatever industry that you're in or profession, you should be involved with that respective association. Because what happens is that you begin to network, you begin to learn a lot from others who are seasoned in it. So I would go and look and find out, okay, what associations that are connected to what you're doing. And then from there, if they have any certifications or any type of programs, that's how you're going to find out.
Gotcha.
And what I realized also is that if not only this, you can also get on their websites, Walmart websites. If it doesn't make it to the stores,
that's right.
People still shop website. People still do shop Amazon. Like for a month, we got accepted for the Amazon Black Accelerated program. And then we said we wasn't going to do it. But when I talked to my mentor, Mr. Cartwright, he said, no, you want to be open to all the distribution channels that you can. He recommended that I still go ahead and pursue that. Because that product, you'll be surprised. Walmart even sell dildos and other things. You'll be surprised that they sell sex toys on Walmart. So your product could be on it, So it's all kind of, you wouldn't think that they do, but it ain't in their stores, but it's on their website.
Right. That's right. Because what they do is they team up with third-party merchants.
Yeah, it's kind of like Walmart's doing the same thing that Amazon is doing. It's a fulfillment center.
Yep, that's
So
what it
Walmart is fulfillment, yeah.
And there's people that's in the health that will be looking for that, you know, looking for your product. I do want to give kudos to Miss Showers, because we do go way back from global empowerment, and she's right. Like at one point of my life, you know, not really knowing what to pray all the time, or you know, so I was looking and searching specifics for business, you know, business prayers. And so I started finding these prayers, and I was like, oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is a good one. Prayers for success, right? And oh, this is good. So I will print them out, cut them up, and I actually have them all over. Didn't realize that it was Jackie Showers. I just put them up, and they still they right here. I don't know if y'all can see it now.
Yeah, I see that in your office. I've seen that in your office.
I mean, she's all over. She's even over here. I just cut them out. I got them all around me, and all around me. And then when I looked at the bottom, I said, "Oh my God, I know her!" And I got so really excited. So her prayers are absolutely amazing, and I do have her book as well.
And it's funny. You know what's funny, LaKeisha? So, and it's like praying over every aspect of your business. You know, our favorite social media client, because you say you see her all the time, Monica out of Louisiana. She prayed. I remember she put on her Facebook. She prayed specifically to increase her followers on all her social media platforms, and I'm laughing at it because I'm like, that was something so specific. And in her mind, having more people follow her with all the lives and everything that she does helps her sell more of her product. And then like, it makes perfect sense. And never thought to be that specific about praying for the amount of followers that you have on social media. So Jackie, I want to know how we get your book, because I think we all kind of need
If
that
you
in
want to get my book,
arsenal.
you can go directly to my website. You can also, it's also on Amazon as well. And I will put in the chat the website that you can go to.
Can I read one of my favorite prayers of yours?
Well, I think Barbara Woodard has, I decided.
I have 2 of your books.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have the other one. This is the one that's just closest to me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Can I read one of my favorite prayers?
Yes.
Okay, this one is like right here. I like multiple, but this one is like right here. It says, Father, I surrender this business to you. You have given me an opportunity to serve you as a business owner. Bless me with your wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, and knowledge to grow and expand. Allow this business to be a catalyst in providing opportunities and provisions, not only for me, but for everyone associated with it. Bless me to exercise sound business practices rooted in integrity as a marketplace influencer. Amen.
Amen. That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
And I think that now, Barbara, because I was looking at your name, where do I know you from?
I came to LaKeisha and I got a picture with you.
Okay. So you came to the Kingdom Marketplace Connection.
Yes.
Okay.
LaKeisha, yes.
Because I was looking at your name and I said, I know her.
And that's my mother and my business partner.
That's why I know her. That's why, because I'm looking at her thinking, I know her. But yeah, it's you know, and the prayers are not just for, when I say not just for business, because you can read the prayers and they, as an entrepreneur, you are a multi-dimensional person. You're not monolithic. And everything that affects you affects your business. And so there are prayers in there that deals with grief, with sickness, because if you're an entrepreneur and you lose a loved one, that affects your business.
Yes, it does.
And so people don't realize that. And one of the things I love about Prayers for Success is they meet people where they are. And one of the stories I always tell is I was at the time I was working for Michigan Minority Supplier Development Council, and there was this back room that I adopted that back room as sort of my ministry room, and I would take people back there. And these two women had come, and one of them was introducing me to the other woman because she was looking to get certified. And so she was buying the books, and I always write on your birthday. If you buy them directly from me and you tell me what your birthday is, when you get the book, I have written on your birthday. And so as I went to write on her birthday, I said, this is not her. And I'm getting ready to write. And she began to tell me about how a year before her son had committed suicide. And he had committed suicide the day before her birthday. Her birthday was May 15th. On May 14th, he had committed suicide a year before. The prayer for May 14th and 15th they deal with grief.
Wow.
And I was like, when I told them what was taking place at that moment, all of us was just like tears coming out of our eyes, because I knew that it was a God moment. And I knew that, that God had answered my prayer. And my prayer is anoint my hands to write the words that you've spoken unto me, so that when people read them, they will know that they're not my words, but your words, not for this generation, but not just for this generations, but generations yet to come. And that, I think that solidified it. I've been experiencing it a lot with other people. Like they read and say, how did you know? How did you know this is where I am? There's no way I could know where everybody is, but he knows. But that prayer on that day of her birthday, May 15th, I knew. And those prayers are it's about 5 of them right in a row. And the reason I wrote them is my sister Patricia passed on May 14th in 2013, and her birthday is May 15th.
Mm.
And so I wrote prayers from like about May 14th all the way up to about May 20th. And that was the day that we had our homegoing service. The only prayer that's different is May 19th, because that's my birthday. And I decided I wasn't putting one of them prayers on my birthday. But all the prayers deal with grief. And so when that happened, I knew God had answered my prayer. And I think that when we begin to pray over our businesses, that God does, he answers the prayers. This is the whole thing. You got to do it. You got to do whatever God tells you to do. You have to move forward and do it, because he's telling you all the time. Yes. And I tell people, keep a journal, because your journal is really a prophetic word to you for the future. And when you write that journal, and there are times you open it up, and when you open it up, you may open it up to something that you have already written. And so when you open that journal up, it'll take you right to the place where you need to be. That happens to me all the time. When I got ready to leave the Michigan Minority Supplier Development Council, and it was August 24th, and I was talking to one of my sisters, and she was decided she was going to tell me what the Lord told her. And I'm thinking, you don't even go to church. I said, you're going to tell me what the Lord told you. And so she was basically saying, when are you going to leave? And I said, I'm seeking God. And she said, God, that's why God had you call me today, because he wanted me to tell you to leave the job. And so when I woke up in the middle of the night, I woke up and got my journal. My journal is electronic, so it's in my phone. And I got ready to write. And I looked, and there was an entry just before it. And the entry that was just before it, I was like, when did I write this? And I was just amazed at that entry, because the entry basically told me 3 weeks before, it told me to leave the job.
Wow.
And I don't remember writing it. At the time that I wrote it, it was probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock on a Friday night. Usually 8:30, 9 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm asleep, because I'm getting ready for 11:59. But in that entry, it basically said, it's time to leave this job. It's time for you to move forward. It's time to let it go. And don't allow these silent investors to hold you in bondage anymore. And that's when I knew it was time for me to leave. And I think about a couple of weeks later, I was gone.
Mhm.
But
The
that's,
I'm sorry.
go
I'm
ahead.
The other book that I have is the one where you wrote on my birthday.
That's Prayers for Success.
Yeah.
And I always write, I always sign it on your birthday.
Mhm.
But I want you all to begin to understand that your business has a soul. And people don't understand the soul of their businesses because you're busy saying, I'm just going to start a business. I'm starting this business and this is it. But it has a soul. And when you think about Apple, we don't know who is the president of Apple right now. Does anybody know? What's the name of the president of Apple?
Oh God. Hold on a second. I have to look it up.
See, that's what I'm
It's
saying. You have
not
to look
Steve.
it up. But
It's
now I
Tim
wanna-
Cook. Tim Cook.
Okay. Who founded Apple? Does
Steve
anybody-
Jobs.
See, everybody knows Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs has been dead and gone for several years, but we know his name.
Mhm.
We know what his name is.
Mhm.
Why? Because it's the soul of Apple,
Mhm.
Okay.
because it was the founder. So regardless if he's gone or not, his spirit still is there. And so when you begin to understand the soul of your business, it allows you to be able to run with your business. And when you begin to understand that it's all about your core values that started the business, it's going to be your core values that drives the business. When you think of Chick-fil-A, when anybody thinks of Chick-fil-A, if you've ever been to Chick-fil-A, what do you think of? Most people think of impeccable.
My pleasure. The greeting. My pleasure.
That's right. My pleasure. The service you get. Truett Cathy is gone. He's the person who founded Chick-fil-A. But Chick-fil-A is still living out the core values of the soul of its founder. It does not open on Sundays. They're always crowded. They always say, my pleasure. And more than any other fast food, every Chick-fil-A you ride by, there's a long line of people waiting to buy Chick-fil-A. So when you begin to understand what's the soul of my business, you begin to understand what the vision of my business is, what the mission of my business is. But you also begin to understand who you are, because it helps you to understand this is who I am. I am this person, and this is why I've started this business. And these are the core values that I want to run throughout my business, throughout the life of the business. And it helps you to begin to look at it from a legacy standpoint. Who do I want to pass my business on to? You may decide to sell your business. Steve Jobs is not here. And at one point, they kicked Steve Jobs out of Apple. But you know what? The soul of Apple was Steve Jobs.
Mhm.
And that's when they had to go and ask him to come back. So I think that that's what you have to understand. Understand the soul of your business, so then you can begin to move your business forward even more. Because what it does, it gives you an idea of, this is why I started the business. It's just like when Danyelle was talking about who her target audience is. She'll begin to know that even with more clarity. But she'll also begin to, how do I reach this target audience in other ways? The other thing it's going to help you with is when your business begin to expand and your business begin to grow, it's going to help you in understanding what type of employee do I want to hire to work in my business.
Mhm.
And so it gives you a lot of that clarity, rather than saying, I just need somebody, I need somebody. But you begin to say, do they meet the core values of my business? And if they don't meet those core values, you don't want them to come in to work in your business. So these are all the different things that understanding the soul of your business and what the soul of your business is all about. And it helps you to propel your business. It helps you to move your business. It will help you to begin to establish a solid foundation in your business. Yes, was that Amani? But that's what it begins to do. And that's how you begin to understand, this why I'm in business.
Yeah.
This why I'm going after this target audience. This is where I want my business to be. This is what I want when people say my business name or hear my business, what conjures up in their mind. And that's understanding the soul of your business and what your business is all about and why God birthed in you that business and birthed it out of you. Because every idea comes from God. Every single idea is going to come directly from him. Most people, they were seeking, what should their business be? And as they were seeking about their business, that's who they were seeking and saying, okay, what should the name be? But the core values, and a lot of times people don't do the work, the core values of my business. And I always say it's the core values. I look at them, the way you really identify them, you begin to look at what I call you to the third power. And you to the third power, it stands on the greatest two commandments: to love God with all your heart, your mind, your soul, and love your neighbors, you love yourself. Because what happens is in order for you to service your clients well, you have to love your clients, you have to love your customers. You have to say, I want to give them a quality product. And then you have to love yourself in order for you to begin to understand, why am I doing this? And what am I doing it for? And then the third power, because it goes up, it begins with you and it goes up to your customer, and then it goes up to God, because he is the one that's going to really make it shine. But it's looking at it from the horizontal standpoint, it's you and it's the neighbor, the customer. And then from the vertical standpoint, it's God. And then what he does, he downloads in you all of the witty ideas, the witty inventions, how to write your strategic plan, and all of those, how to write your business plan, how to write the marketing plan, all of that, the wisdom, the understanding, the counsel, and the might is going to come from him. And then in the process, you begin to go up. You begin to exhibit more power and authority in your business, and you begin to acquire more confidence in what you're doing. And even going out to speak, because a lot of times I've worked with people and they were just too afraid to pitch their business, to sell their business, and helping them with the confidence to understand their business and to understand. So when it's time for you to sell it, you can sell it, because you move outside of yourself and you understand the business, that business, but then you got to sell the business. You go to pitch contests and you see people where it seems as though that they just come in there and they just bring it. And then you like, whoa. I went to a pitch contest last year at the Great Lakes Women's Council, their conference. And this woman got up there, literally, this was her first time ever pitching, and she won. But when she got up there, she just commanded the presence, because she understood her business. She understood why she was doing it. And so the fear, you have to get over the fear and just say, you know what? Let the words flow, because you understand it. You know your business better than anybody else. But even more, when you understand the soul of your business, you know why other people need this business in order for them to go to that next level, in order for them to do what they need to do to get the monies, because you need the money. And if you don't have the money, you can't expand and grow your business, because you need the money. And as much free money as you can get it. Get the free money. Get it. And one of the ways that people are doing things, and they are learning how to pitch their businesses in order to win the money, in order to get that money. And that's what you have to understand, is that you are the business. Whoever is the founder, you are really the business. And some people say, well, this says it's not about me. It is about you. It's about you, because you were chosen as the person to birth out that business into the earth. So it is about you. And so, because when people think of the business, they're going to think of you. Okay. When people think of the me place, they think of me. They don't think of it as something that's just that's that's intangible. The tangibleness of the business is me. And that's what they think about. When they think about the excellence of the business, they're going to think of you.
Mhm.
The integrity of the business, they think of you. And so those are all the things. I don't care if you're an emerging business or you're a multi-million trillion dollar business. You always have to keep those things at the forefront.
Mhm.
When they lash out at General Motors, they don't talk about any of those workers. They talk about the president. That's what they do. And that's what they're going to do with you. That's why you have to embrace it, understand the soul of your business, understand who you are, understand why you started the business, understand why you want to grow the business and move the business forward, understand what market segments you want to grow into, do your research. It is imperative that you do your research of the different markets that you want to go into and to stay abreast of the facts, because you got to stay abreast of the facts in order for you to be successful. If you do not stay abreast of the facts, you are never going to be successful in your business.
Well, I'm Jackie
And that
Shan.
is
I look at myself as being chief encouragement.
And that is the truth, is that you're never going to be able to grow your business. And one of my favorite scriptures is it's in the Living Bible. And it is by it's in the Living Bible, and it is Proverbs. I love Proverbs, but it's Proverbs 24, and it's 24, and it's 3-4. And this is one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible that comes out of the Living Bible. And it reads, any enterprise is built by wise planning, becomes strong through common sense, and profits run wonderfully by keeping abreast of the facts. And then in the 5th verse, it says, a wise man is mightier than a strong man. Wisdom is mightier than strength.
Mhm.
So when you get the wisdom and you begin to apply the wisdom and you stay abreast of the facts, you have to know, where is this market going? You have to understand your market, and in the process, staying abreast of the facts and keeping yourself educated, always getting the wisdom and the understanding and the counsel that you need in order for you to move that business forward.
Mhm.
And then you always have to look at your business, always have your plan, looking at your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, in order for you to be able to know, where do I take this business? I don't care how small you are. I don't care how large you are. If you don't understand these principles in your business is not going to be successful. And sometimes we say, I don't have time. You got to plan. I don't have time to plan. I just don't have time. You don't have time not to plan in order for that business to go to that next level. Because planning is critical. Having your vision in place is critical to your success. Even if you go after, a lot of times you're going after funding from financial institutions, they want to know, do you have that business plan? Where's your business plan?
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you don't have a strategy to move forward, why should they give you any money? That means that you don't even have a strategy. You're not doing anything. I don't know if anyone has any questions or anything they'd like to ask.
That was so good.
I just have to say, you just fed my soul, like, honestly. And I think you brought spirituality into business, which a lot of people don't really think about. We think this business, and my faith is my faith, and not realizing that the two go hand in hand. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty powerful.
And one of the things that you said about spirituality into business, one of the reasons is because people try to cut you in half and say, okay, this is your business. You cannot bring this into your business. But it's like, but okay. But if I am these are my belief systems, how do I cut my belief systems off? There's no way, if I
But it's just like, okay, it's just like when I go to get my nails done. You see the Buddha fat Buddha at the front, what is it? Front desk.
At
when
the
you
front
walk in.
door.
At the front door. You walk into the Indian store, you see the Ganesh at the front door. I'm like, it's like other cultures bring spirituality into their businesses because they realize without having that in there, you're not going
Their
it's going to
business
be
will not be successful. You are so
exactly.
right, Danielle. I walked into, when I was with the MMSTC, and I walked into this man's office. This was a business office, and he had everything in there that was related to his religious beliefs. The problem is this, is that we think because they told us that there is a separation of church and state. So when they told us that it was a separation of church and state, we believed it. But nowhere in the Constitution, in the Bill of Rights, is that written anywhere.
Mm-mm.
And so, but we believe it. So we feel like we cannot take our religious belief, especially Christianity, because it seems as though that's the one they attack the most.
Mhm.
We cannot take it into our atmosphere of work. And then people say, well, this is offending me. Well, if it's offending you, then maybe this is not the place you should be. Because why should I have to separate, or you try to tell me, cut me in half? There's no way that I can cut in half who I am on Sunday and then Monday through Friday. That's not who I am. There's no way. So we cannot be cut in half. And like you're saying, you go into nail shops, wherever you go, they have the symbols of who they are. But yet and still, we are more afraid to do that. But yet we say, I'm seeking him. I'm praying to him. I think that we cannot be afraid to really acknowledge who he is in our lives and who he is in the success of who we are. We cannot be afraid to acknowledge that. And I think that becomes very critical. That becomes a very critical element of who we are. And it's all part of you to the third power and understanding the soul of your business.
Mhm.
Because how many in here right now, I know LaKeisha is, I know her mother is, that's a part of who you are. And every day that you're going to pray and ask God to help you in your business.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like, and so why is it that somebody want you to eliminate a big component of who you are? And that, to me, that's what they're asking. We don't want the totality of who you are. We only want the piece of you that we want.
And just realize it's only with us. Because like I said, you don't go into the Chinese food restaurant and tell them, oh, Buddha's making me uncomfortable. Or you go someplace else, you don't say nothing. But when it comes to melanated people, it's like, there's something wrong with you doing the way that you choose to do what you do.
That's right. I mean, you're so on target. And a lot of times we buy into it. When I was every place I've worked, and people know, this is who I am, this is who I serve, and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to speak his name. I'm not afraid to talk about him. And I do feel that I'm trying not to preach to y'all to this morning. I do feel that we have a gift of the power to get wealth. And in that gift of the power to get wealth, we get our gifts and our talents. But what God has given us is his Holy Spirit inside of us to get this wealth. His best gift that he has given us his best gift in order for us to go out into the marketplace and get wealth. Because he understands that in order for us to fulfill the Great Commission, you have to go into all the world. And a large part of our world is the marketplace. And that's why there's more said about money, even than salvation in the Word of God. Because he wants you to be prosperous. He wants you to increase. He wants you to get the wealth. Why? to carry the Great Commission. And most of the time, the people that you reach are not going to be in shelters. They're not going to be in prison. But you're going to interact with them every day in the marketplace. If you're working at a job, they'll be sitting right next to you. I was a consultant when I lived in Washington, D.C., and I was consulting with this marketing ad agency. And a lot of times you didn't have a place to sit because the company was just growing so fast. But there was this one guy, and whenever he was out, I would sit in his office. I realized that this person was looking at all types of porn and stuff, because you go and it's like, whoa, what is this? And I began to pray for him. I would pray all the time that he would become saved. Never beat him upside his head. And one time he did tell me, he said, what I love about you, he said, is that you walk out your religious beliefs. You're not trying to beat me down with them or anything. So we fast forward to like maybe about close to 20 years later. I hadn't had any communication with him. And I saw him on LinkedIn. And I said, oh, and I sent a text message and said, hey, how you doing? And the Lord said, tell him how you prayed for him. And so I sent him another text. An inbox. It was on LinkedIn. And I said, I used to pray for you all the time. And I said, I would pray for your salvation. I pray that God would save you. And he wrote back and said, I have often asked God, who prayed for me to be saved? Who prayed for me? And I was just like, wow. Because first I wasn't going to do it because I was thinking, oh, we always try to tell God he doesn't know what he's doing. But he wanted to know who prayed for him. And I would pray for him every day that he would be saved. And not only is he saved, but he's on fire. He heads up the prison ministry. He's doing things in his walk with the Lord. What if I had not prayed for him?
Yes.
And then what if I had not told him? And so that's why he's given us this gift of the power to get well, so we can affect change and we can be those bright lights in a dark world. Mm-hmm. And it may seem like it's bright. Oh, it's bright, but it's not. It's a dark world. And they're looking for us to help them to be those bright lights in a dark world.
Yes. It's 10:07.
Is it? Because I wasn't supposed to be talking that long.
No. It's 10:07, and Grand Rising Elizabeth and Millionaire Mindset Mondays ends at 10 o'clock.
Or thereabout.
Say or thereabout.
Yes. We really appreciate you for coming and sharing what you do and the prayer aspect of involving him in your business, because a lot of us are praying to be multimillionaires, billionaires, and it's bigger than us. And I always feel that you can't do it without God. Like, we're asking him for so much, and that you need to include him. Like, it's just no way that we can get to where we need to be without him.
And I just want to say that if you can go to my website, to themeplace.org, and I'm going to put it in here for a complimentary coaching session. It's 30 minutes. And you can sign up for that. A lot of people say you give a lot more in your complimentary coaching sessions. I'm really trying to contain it, but I just love encouraging people, making sure people, they are able to birth out what God has given them. So I see Evelyn. Hi, I called your name out earlier.
Oh, my daughter. I had to
yeah. I'm Leon Holmes' sister.
I figured she still hadn't figured out who you were yet, because she didn't respond like that.
I know. I'm Leon Holmes' sister.
Oh my gosh. How is he doing? What a smart, That was my buddy in school.
Yeah. When I saw
That
your
was
name,
my
I was like,
buddy.
oh my God. I texted him and told him, I said, I'm in the Zoom call with Evelyn Pinker.
Ah,
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Oh wow.
Being
Oh,
praised
oh
God.
my goodness. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had some distractions here today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Oh my
figured I said, okay,
goodness.
she didn't respond. And I know that when I know because he put cool when I sent him the text message and he said cool, but yeah, what a small world this is.
Oh, it's getting smaller by the minute.
Smaller by the minute. So
here's your website. Everybody, you can see her website.
and if you
Ooh.
go over to reach us at the end over there where it says reach us,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in the process of being redone, not sort of redone, but just transferred over to another platform. And all you have to do is fill this out where it says name, and then it says phone number, and then if you where it says what would you like to do, if you hit the drop down arrow, you can schedule a 30-minute confidence builder if that's what you want to talk about, your business. If you want to learn about certification, you can also do the chat with the certification. And this is 30 minutes thereabouts that you can schedule a chat with me.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Right
I
on.
just want to say thank you so much for inviting me to come. I have enjoyed this so much. And just looking forward to it. And definitely keep in touch with me. Let me know what you're doing. You can always connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Thread. What's the other? I'm pretty much on all of them. Clubhouse, I'm pretty much on all of them. So connect with me. And I look forward at 11:59 Minute to Midnight Marketplace Prayer Boot Camp. You can come on that. You can come at 11:59 and you can always watch it later. You can go up to my YouTube channel. All of them are up there on the YouTube channel. And you can go up there and look for one and say, "Ooh, let me look at this one. Let me listen to this one." Oftentimes I go back and I listen to them and they meet me right where I am.
mhm.
And so I encourage you, definitely stay connected with me. And if you want our books, go to jazz8publishing.com. They're also on Amazon as well.
Well, I want to say, Jackie, that you get stars all over your head from our social media guru, Danyelle, because you listed everything that we're supposed to have for our social media. You get kudos from her, and we have so thoroughly enjoyed you. I will be contacting you because I see you're the answer to one of the things that I need in my life. So, and I also want to tell you that I have put you down as a possible
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing
speaker
too.
for our
Yeah.
Elizabeth Visionary Conference, which will be the first weekend in May.
Oh, okay. That's my favorite month.
Great.
That's my birthday month. That's my favorite month.
Oh, really? What day is your birthday?
May 19th.
Okay, wonderful. So we'll help you kick it off. Kick the May off, right?
Right.
And it's been a wealth of information, just wonderful. And but we want you to come back before May.
Okay.
Come back on the show. We are here
Yeah.
every day, Monday through Friday, from 8 to 10.
Okay.
Different hosts, different topics,
Mhm.
same wonderful spirit, and we all love I don't want to say heck out of, but we all love God.
Oh yeah.
I know what God, we don't want to love the heck out of God. We just love God. No, come on. And we realize that we are that and we represent that. And so we want to walk in line with what God wants us to do. So any of those little perks that you gave, we got it. And now we got to record it. So We'll
Great,
get the
great,
books
great.
and stuff. Okay, let us.
Okay.
Can I say one thing, please?
Yeah, who is Kelly?
This is Kelly. How are you guys? I just got in on the tail end of the conversation and I enjoyed that as well. Kelly, that was on last Monday
Oh,
Oh,
talking about
hi.
property
Yeah,
management. How are
yeah.
you?
Hi,
Good.
how are you doing, Kelly?
Good, good. Jackie, listen, you were, God is amazing. You know, it's such an incredible thing to have him in your life. And I don't understand why people don't. But you were at my sister's play. He's fine, but is he saved?
Oh, okay, with Kim Brooks.
Yes, that's my little sister. And I saw you in the audience, you know, all those people. And I was like, I know this lady from somewhere. And then I spoke to you and you spoke back, but you was looking like, I know you too. And we couldn't figure it out. And then when you left, I was still, you know, how you say you know this person, but you can't figure out where.
Right.
And so, you know, you left. I said, bye, did you enjoy the parade, whatever. And now you over here. So it is just beautiful because I'm so glad that I figured out where, because Keisha's my best friend and probably went to Global and
Yeah,
all of that. So the
that's where it
connection is
was.
there. So I really
And
am
the
so happy now that I figured out where I know you from. And
I
I
think I was in
appreciate,
the same
huh?
I think y'all was in the same mastermind. What mastermind were you
I
in?
was, oh girl. Whoo, Jesus.
I
Was
think
it
I was in
5? Were you in 5?
I
Who
was
was
in
in?
I was in 4 or 5. I was in the one where they were looking at doing the insurance company, the auto insurance company.
That's the one I was in. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, so
Same
that's
mastermind. Yeah,
yeah,
Yes.
I
that's
remember.
where we know each other from.
I
Because
remember.
I do
Yes,
the
and I'm
same
so
thing.
grateful this morning because it was bothering me. But excellent, excellent. I loved everything, and I will be contacting you for the consultation and
Okay,
everything.
I look forward to it. And so good to see Evelyn, one of my fellow Highlanders from Finney High School.
Oh, God.
Because you know, a lot of times people you say I came from Finney, and you don't find a lot of us that came from Finney.
no, you don't. No,
So
you
it's good to
don't.
see a fellow Highlander from Finney.
Even, you know, the new school, actually our neighbors, their sons
Mhm.
go there and you know, I said, I used to go there. I said, it wasn't that nice a school then. I mean, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
you know, it was more back in the back, but yeah. Yeah,
Right.
we integrated that school. We sure did.
Right, because I think when
Gave
we
it some
all got
color.
there, it was much more the other side than it
Mhm.
was when I got there. I think you all were some of the first to
Yeah.
integrate it.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful queens, let us
Okay.
ourselves.
Hug yourself.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love you, Sheila. Love you, Queen of doing it. And love the world because they need
Everybody else.
love and sprinkle all kind of blessings and goodness and healing and joy and peace and all of that. Oh. See you Tuesday a.m.
Okay. Peace.
Peace out.
Be blessed.
Be blessed.